Okay, we're live. Welcome to my first live stream on YouTube. Welcome to IamWoke. I am your host, Emelina Calder. You can find me on Instagram at Emelina Calder. I also go by Emmy. And on this channel today, I'm going to be sharing with you guys the Ascension themes and energy updates for the full moon in Virgo that is today. And it is a wildly powerful full moon. Yay! I'm so happy you can hear me. I was really crossing my fingers. If you guys saw, I just put up 2 lives. So this is the updated live stream. Okay, amazing. Absolutely. Katya, I'm so happy to see you. And for anyone else that will be watching this back, I'm so excited to start doing live streams. I'm going to be doing them on the new and full moons every month. So, welcome to IamWoke. What else do I want to say? We're going to be going into some Ascension energy update themes that I have channeled. I channel through the Akashic Records. I also am just an active walking channel. Like at this point, I'm not going in and out of channeled states. I am a constant channeled state. So I'm just in it. So these are big themes that have been coming up really wildly and really strongly that I've been picking up in the last week, the last few days for sure. And this full moon today is in Virgo, and it is extraordinarily powerful. For me, it felt even more powerful because I have so many air signs in my chart and almost no earth. So I just feel kind of swept up by it. But I'm going to give you guys some tips and tricks and just understanding the energies that are coming through so that you can feel equipped to handle these updates. The energies of the month are really, really strong and are coming through like a big tornado or torrent and have a ton of momentum behind them. So I'm going to do anything and everything I can to help you guys navigate that and feel comfortable in what is a big, giant chapter closing right now and a big new chapter opening. And by new chapter, you know what happens is we end up becoming new people in the process, and there's a lot of discomfort around the unfamiliarity of what is new and discovering who you are now and how you act now and from that place. So I'm really excited to jump into all of this. And for those of you that are new and that don't know me, my name is Emelina. I'm a high performance spiritual coach, and I work primarily in the Akashic Records, which is a healing, energetic, metaphysical modality where you can read the energy of just about absolutely everything. Everything living, everything sentient has their own Akashic Records. And essentially, it's the database or blueprint of the soul, past, present, future experiences, and intentions and realities, and anything under the sun. And it's really beautiful. Everyone has access. It's your birthright to access the Akashic Records. Not everybody does use them, but they are an extraordinary personal development tool. I would call it like personal development on steroids. So that's the scoop there. I just published a free Akashic Records video workshop and video course. That's a 6-part video course that you can find at IamEmelina.com/training. And I'll drop the link in here, but otherwise it's somewhere in the description. /training. And what else? I think I'm really gonna enjoy these live streams. I'm like pumped. I'm pumped to do them live. This is just so exciting. Okay, so jumping right in. I'm just looking down at my notes. The first really big theme that's coming up right now for this full moon is leaning into the good thoughts, leaning into love and having having faith in love rather than having faith in fear. So this around the Virgo full moon specifically, there's a lot of attention and awareness being drawn to your mental activity. Where are your thoughts? Where are your active, waking daily thoughts? And how are they showing you your expectations of your reality and how you expect people to treat you? How you expect events to unfold for you? How challenging and difficult or how easy and blissful you expect your experience to be for you. And when we're thinking thoughts, you want to slow yourself down and track through them and just realize, like, when you're thinking a thought, if it doesn't feel good, it's probably not great. And that's a good opportunity to inspect it, to observe it, kind of grab it. I just see myself like grabbing my thoughts and then going, hey, like, what is this? Look at it and identify what would be the good thought. What's something you can lean on that would be a better expectation rather than a fear based expectation? So I'll just bring it to money because that's always an easy one. Let's say that when you're thinking about your money and your finances, you're always thinking about, oh, I only have this much. I only have this much. I'm going to run out. Like, I'm sure I don't have enough. Those thoughts, it's kind of curbing them back, looking at them and going, but is that true? Like, perhaps, but like, is it the ultimate truth? Like, no, because your thoughts are creating your reality. They're projections. Every time you have a thought, you're sending out an energy projection, like a radio wave frequency into the universe that then has to reflect and come back to you. So if we can manage our own thought process and start to grab onto the thoughts and say, what's a more loving thought? A more loving thought is there's more money coming. A more loving thought is abundance is my reality. Abundance is my birthright. Prosperity is my birthright. New ideas are coming for me to make more money. New streams of income are coming in. I'm getting checks in the mail, whatever it's going to be. Like, I'm just giving an example around something that I would think is more fear based. And it's reeling in your thoughts on the moment to moment basis as frequently as you possibly can, especially with the Virgo energy, because this is something that's a very Virgo based energy trait. And leaning into love, putting your faith in love over faith in fear, over assuming the worst. You want to assume the best. So that's the first thing I had. And if you need, or if you're struggling around working through your own thoughts, you can journal them out. And in the act of journaling, your conscious mind will be able to confront what the issues are in the energy, in your subconscious, and you can work it through journaling. Because frequently when we journal, we can write out all the crunchy thoughts, all the BS. And then at some point, your brain will start to be like, but is that true? But is that real? Like, what's a better way of thinking about it? And it just allows you to directly confront your own thoughts. The second big aspect of this full moon is learning how to manage your own nervous system. So the energy that's coming forward for this month specifically is there's a ton of momentum. It is like, oh gosh, when I channeled earlier this month, the Arcturians were calling it March Madness. It is like lit up on fire. Like somebody took gasoline, threw it all over the month, and then lit it. So that's the energy that's going on right now. That can feel very, very chaotic. It can also feel like a lot of momentum, which can be capitalized on and harnessed and moved forward with. And you can feel a lot of power as well. But the point is, with all of this, when there's this much momentum and it feels like there's just like gasoline lit energetically all over the place, we're going to be seeing so many things happening in the collective and just like a large degree of chaos. Not saying this from a place of fear, but from a place of this is the reminder for you that you need to manage your own nervous system. You need to know how to get yourself in a state of balance throughout the day, not just even once a day, like in the morning meditation, but that would be really great. But like when you find yourself going off a trail into a really bad thought, like it's more bad feelings. You'll feel your thoughts in your body because they manifest as negative emotions. They manifest as disgruntled feelings, as challenge, as fear, as sadness, as grief, as worry, as concern, and they stack up. So when you start to feel it in your body, that's going to be an indication to then check in and manage your nervous system. Whether it's you need 5 minutes to take some nice deep breaths, or maybe even 3 minutes, like it doesn't even have to be that much. Whether it's you need to do some movement, maybe just like a couple like yoga poses and just take a few deep breaths and settle back into your body. Maybe it's taking a walk around the block, like maybe it's eating some really good healthy foods. The point is to tune into what it is that brings you balance personally and allowing yourself that balance frequently so that no like low vibrational emotions are getting very far with you. You're not hanging out in them too long. You're just constantly bringing it back and constantly bringing it back into balance and back into balance and back into balance. And it's a bit of a practice. Transparently, I've been having to do it all week for the last week, like just constantly getting myself back into balance. An easy activity you can do to kind of start doing that is I would set a timer just on your phone for 3 minutes, and meditate for 3 minutes in the morning and just meditate to feel whatever wants to move through your body. There's no like agenda per se in the meditation. It's just kind of being in the stillness, being with yourself, deeply breathing, connecting to your heart, and whatever needs to process through emotionally, allow it to move through, because once the emotions move through, you'll be in a state of balance. Your system will be reset to a level where you will be ready to accept new circumstances, this new chapter that's opening in a really beautiful way. Okay. The third aspect, the third energy update here is assuming the best rather than assuming the worst. The Virgo energy is highlighting our current thought patterns, our current belief systems, our current limitations. It's bringing forward the limitations of our ego, of our shadow self. It's really just bringing a lot of different energies into our scope of awareness so that we can look at it and go and make decisions. You might feel a little more what I call crunchy today or the last few days or the next few days, whenever you guys are watching this. And if you do feel like, I love the word crunchy, but if you feel kind of disgruntled, and you're seeing different aspects of yourself that you may not love, or parts of yourself that you're like, oh my God, am I really doing that? Am I really self sabotaging? Self sabotage is a big theme that's coming up right now. And it's not there to scare you. It's not there to show you your place of permanence in your awareness. It's just there to bring your attention to it. You're going to start to notice the aspects of yourself that you may not like or prefer. And it's not to spin you out. It's literally just a huge energy right now is coming forward to bring our attention to it so that we can make an active choice. Like, just your awareness around it starts to change the pattern, the karmic patterns, the belief patterns, and you're just going to be brought into awareness around it, and then you can make choices. Do you like it? Do you want to continue that pattern, or would you like something different? And in these different belief systems that'll come forward, what I definitely would recommend is just giving it back up to source. And I do this all the time. I'm going to explain this in a couple of ways, but when I see a big limitation in myself, I just give it up to spirit, and I'm like, I give it up to divine will, take it from me. And then I ask either divine will or my guides, my highest guides and honorable ancestors, I will ask them to sort through all of my mental processing patterns, whatever I'm trying to process right now. And I'll say, take all of the mental patterns I'm processing and process them for me and deliver it back to me with extraordinary clarity in a way that I understand, so that I feel like I'm not split mentally in all these patterns, and help me to release the limitation and invite the expansion in a way that I'm going to understand and feel safe around embracing. And I'm just reading the comments over here. Sam said, eat fruit and vegetables only, drink plenty of water, clean up bad habits. Yes. All of the things. Yeah, be gentle with yourselves. The balance is so important. Okay, and on the topic of assuming the best, what I like to think about this is, and this could be a morning activity or even an evening activity before you go to bed. If you just think for a few minutes, like, what if it all worked out for you? Like, what would that look like? What if your struggle actually isn't completely real? What if you were to live in a fantasy, even just for 2.5 or 3 minutes a day, where you're like, what if things could be easier? What if I might be mucking this up? What if this is way harder and I've made it harder because I'm trying to prove that it's hard for me? And how silly is that? Like, on the tail of that, like, what if I assumed the best? What if it all worked out for me? And how can I live in the feeling of that? If it all worked out, what would that mean? And then what I'll do is I'll track through the events of my day. Well, if this works out for me, it means this many people will show up for my live stream, or whatever it's going to be. It means this person would reach out. It means when I reach out to my friends, they're going to be very responsive. These are just like silly examples, but it's really just assuming the absolute best, because it's just as likely that you can attract the best as you can attract the worst. But our society has conditioned us to constantly only be available for like thinking the worst, like, oh, we don't want to like lose hope, and but what if it goes wrong or bad? Like, yeah, what if it goes bad? Whatever, we'll figure it out then. Like, and it's having trust and belief in yourself that you can handle whatever comes up for you. But we don't need to be doom and gloom future forecasting. And a lot of us, myself included, like do this every day in our subconscious thoughts and behaviors, not even realizing that we're doing it. So, reflecting on assuming the best. What if it all worked out? What if it truly was far easier than I'm making it out to be? What might that feel like? What would that look like? Can I just get a little bit of belief in around that? I'm asking for a miracle here, and the miracle is me assuming the best. And I also would pitch that up to your honorable ancestors. They're very, very active at this time. Work with your honorable ancestors. You just talk to them, send prayers up to them, like, help me with this. Help me to perceive my limitations and release them. Help me to let go of the limitations. Help me to embrace expansion in the ways that I'm ready to receive now. The fourth big theme I have right now for you guys is connecting with like minded people. So I feel like so many of us, especially spiritual people, feel very isolated because we're having our own spiritual experiences. And a lot of that is just so self reflection based and can be very isolating. And we feel like people don't get us or understand us. But right now, there are just, and in general, but specifically around this energy and this full moon, there are so many people that want to love and support you, that want to embrace you, that all it's really going to take is your outreach, your acknowledgement, you being with them, you being yourself with them, you being vulnerable and authentic, and you're going to be met. Like the level of awareness and personal development that comes through by just surrounding yourself with like-minded people without an agenda, literally just to connect, just the intention and prayer of connection will move mountains for you. And what's great is that source moves through the people around you. So even those like-minded people, just getting around like-minded people in any way that feels right for you, in any way that resonates for you, the universe, source consciousness, your guides are also functioning through those people, and you'll receive beautiful messages. This happens to me all the time, and I hear about it all the time. You'll receive messages from other people that the other people then become source delivery. Like they are channeling too. They are in flow with the universe too, and the universe is looking to deliver messages to you in a way that you're ready to receive. And humans are such a good vessel for that when you're around the right humans. Um, so I certainly recommend that. Find a way just to get in front of like-minded people, people you love, people you adore, friends, family, lovers, whoever comes to mind. And I would say reach out to 3 people pretty much immediately and set up some friend dates, coffee dates, whatever you need, just to feel that connection and be around people that are going to love and support you and that are like-minded. The fifth energy update theme I have is show up in total, complete, unwavering authenticity. So, so often, um, let me think about how to say this. I'm actually just going to say it from my perspective. So for me, over the last week and a half, I have been typically, and like I'm not proud of this, but I can truly be a people pleaser, and that's something I've worked through over the years. And what comes with that is a lot of small talk and kind of just like dancing around the surface of conversations. And in the last like 2 weeks, I have not been able to handle a single surface level conversation. And typically I would try. And instead of feeding that aspect of myself that thinks that I need to keep everybody happy and give them what they want, which is like what I think they want, which is, like giving them a surface level conversation, I've been just dropping into my authenticity, which is like, I'm here for depth. And if you're not here for depth, that's totally cool, but I'm not going to meet you in the surface level. And that's been a really interesting, challenging, but beautiful process for me to show up completely as myself and watch as it's not always going to be received well, right? So then we have to, for me, it's been like adjusting to, okay, well, now I have to adjust to the discomfort of the fact that they might not be ready for that conversation. I may not have given that person what they want. I'm not feeding to the level of surface level conversation that maybe they were hoping for, and maybe that makes them uncomfortable, which instead of me being uncomfortable now, I just settle back into my authenticity. You want to be wildly authentic, whatever that looks like or feels like for you, but 1,000% stop holding back who you are in front of other people. We frequently do it because we think that we're not going to be met, or we hold back because we want to be loved and liked, but it's not reaching a level of depth. If you really want to be seen and you want to be met and you want lots of deep relationships around you, just lots of community and support and love and abundance in that way, then you want to be able to step out authentically. You want to be completely, unapologetically yourself and be okay with that and settle into the safety, how safe it is to be yourself, especially around other people, and to not give a flying yahoo about what those other people think about you if your authenticity is not what they're looking for. Because when you're authentic, the right people gravitate towards you in your authenticity. They'll see you and they're like, oh my God, girl, I love that guy. Like, that's exactly what I need in my life. Or they're repelled from you. And the ones that are repelled from you when you're being totally authentically yourself, you don't want them anywhere near you. Like, it's the best filter in the world. So be yourself, whatever that means for you, and be wildly unapologetic about it. The sixth aspect to the energy around this full moon is let go of perfection and allow your flow, whatever that's going to mean for you specifically. Virgo themes have a lot to do with where we like over analyzing, trying to be overly perfect, either in how we're performing, how we're presenting ourselves to others, and our work, wherever it is. And the theme here is to let go of that idea of perfection and allow it to be imperfect. Allow it to be 80% instead of 120% or whatever it's going to be, because your authenticity matters more than how perfect something looks. And when you let go of perfection and you allow your own flow, the flow will lead you to the perfection. But the perfection isn't going to be something that society deems as perfect. It will be perfect for you. You'll be met with the perfect results. And that's just something that's really important to, at this time, release is perfection and embrace flow and alignment and ease. And the seventh aspect I have for this full moon is to show up for the magic. Like, show up completely unapologetically as yourself. When you are yourself and you put yourself out into the world, you go to different events, you go to that new coffee shop you've been meaning to check out, you hang out with a couple friends, maybe new friends, you do something different, put yourself out into the world. Magic happens, like synchronicities, events, people line up. When you step into the flow of the universe, you are now in the flow. You are in the current, and the current must meet you. Within the current, there are other people. Let's say we're on a boat, like I'm on a little boat. There are other people in the current as well on their little boats. But if you don't step into the current, you're not going to meet them. You're not going to gain the synchronistic events that will then give you everything that you're looking for. So show up for the magic, and all you have to do is show up. Like, there's no you don't have to work hard for it or to be it or to earn it. It's really just understanding that you are enough and you're great in all of your perfection and all of your imperfection, all of your divinity as well as all of your human mess, and that all of that showing up in the moment as you show up, that there is magic to be received and to be experienced. And then what else have I got? And the last thing I have here is, a lot of us are trying to constantly figure out mentally, like, what's going to work for me, what's not going to work for me. And we're trying to plan a path in order to control an end result. But instead of, like, I call this reading energies, and I do a lot of this as well. Like, instead of reading the energies, trying to figure out what's going to work and not going to work, to see what's going to happen and then decide what we're going to do based on what we see, what we're forecasting. Um, Instead of reading them per se, it's about deciding what's going to happen. It's about decide, not from a place of control, but from the place of like what you're entitled to have, like your own birthright. And this puts you in the position of a godlike creator. This puts you as the center of your own universe. You're creating your universe. So rather than feeling into, I wonder, like I'm trying to figure out, maybe I should get a new job. Is this going to happen if I do this? Like, is this going to happen? Is that going to happen? And you're trying to like navigate these seas of what would happen to you. You just decide what you want. So in the case of the job, you're like, I want a raise. I want a promotion. I decide that I'm going to receive a promotion, or I decide that I'm going to be in alignment with a new job that's going to come forward really easily for me. Or I decide, like you decide, you create, I take my clients through like lists of decisions rather than like goals. So what are your decisions? What do you decide you get to have this month? What do you decide you get to have this year? What do you decide that you're going to be creating? And how easy and effortless can that be in the process? Katya, I saw you love number 6. Yes, yes, truly. Number 6, letting go of perfection. I've been working on like crazy. Yeah, we all kind of have that. Okay. All right, you guys, that's what I had. I hope this is helpful. This has been helpful and incredible. And that you get everything that you need. And yeah, okay. What else have I got? The free Akashic Records video series. You guys can catch the link in the description. I'm super excited about that. The Akashic Records are just my favorite tool to work with. And if you haven't subscribed yet, or if you're new to my channel, please subscribe, tap the bell for notifications so you don't miss any energy updates. And I'm going to be posting a video this week on how to take control of your life, which I'm very excited about. I think you guys will absolutely love. And I have a little series that I'm going to be doing on sacred plant medicine and my sacred plant medicine practice that I'm also really excited to share and kind of expose that world, and bring some education and alignment around that, in case that's anything you've just been interested in hearing about, or understanding or exploring. I have a lot more videos coming. I'm really excited for them. And I love you guys so, so much. Catch me on the new moon as well. I'm going to do a live. I like this format. It's a little bit different, but I'm kind of into it. So, yeah, really looking forward to it. Yay! Oh, I'm so glad, Katya. Thank you. Oh, it took me so much courage to come onto the live, because you can't edit anything and it's like a different sort of medium. But yeah, I'm into it because I don't need to edit. So this is perfect. But yeah, oh, also, I can't remember if I mentioned or not, come find me on Instagram, come drop a DM or a comment in the videos. I love talking with you guys. I love having the connection with each and every one of you, and I'm very accessible. So reach out, say hello. So much love. Enjoy this really powerful Virgo full moon. Thanks, love. Yeah, enjoy this really powerful Virgo full moon. It's unfolding all month, and there are so many different like astrological transits going on right now too, that are just like picking up in speed and momentum. So just keep your balance, keep your eye on your prize, which is to feel good every day. If you can find the moments of feeling good, feeling satisfied, feeling pleasure, the rest of the stuff will work itself out. Just have your attention on feeling balanced and getting yourself into positions of joy, bliss, pleasure, just even moments. It could be just eating a piece of chocolate. You're like, oh my God, this is the most amazing chocolate, ever. Whatever's going to get you there, get there. Amazing. Thank you so much. It's so good to hang out with you. Alrighty. See you guys later.